Hello and welcome back everybody. It's Complicated Relationships Reddit Stories. Hope you guys are safe and healthy. Now let's see what the story is about today. What if you find out after your wife gives birth that the baby is not yours, but still you are forced to take care of the baby when she goes back to work? It's time we listen to the story. Also, if you like these stories, please give this video a thumbs up and do subscribe to the channel.
About a year ago, one of my buddies, who just so happens to be married to a woman that works with my wife, Jane, came to me and confided that his wife believed there was something fishy going on with my wife and a man named Ryan. They were getting unnaturally close, spending time alone behind closed doors, even though they don't directly work together, and the way they were interacting with each other was causing rumors to spread throughout their office. I asked my wife about her relationship with Ryan, and she referred to him as her work husband, and was adamant that their friendship was strictly platonic. I told her that I was extremely uncomfortable with the way their friendship sounded and asked that they spend a little less time together. She agreed, and that was the end of it. A few months later, we discovered that she's pregnant. We were genuinely excited to become parents. I ended up meeting Ryan at a baby shower and got a good look of his appearance. My wife and I were probably the happiest we'd ever been while she was pregnant.
Now, 3 months ago, she gave birth to a son. It didn't take long before OP began to realize that the baby looked nothing like the both of them.
Jane and I have light-colored hair, pale skin, and blue eyes, yet our son is several shades darker than us both, has brown eyes, dark hair, and even more oddly, a cleft chin. Ryan has all of these features as well. The past 3 months, I've been driving myself crazy wondering who the father actually is. Many friends and relatives who have seen the baby have made remarks about that the baby resembles us as well. Anytime me or someone else has mentioned how odd he looks with us, Jane just laughed and chalked it up to genetics being finicky. This week, I couldn't take the thought of her having cheated on me, and I admitted to Jane my fears and asked if there was a way that the baby isn't mine. She went mad. I told her, for my peace of mind, I wanted to get a paternity test, and she told me she will divorce me for not trusting her. Her over-the-top reaction only made me more suspicious, and I went to another sub asking for advice, where I was provided a link to an article that all proves that, unless he's a genetic anomaly, her son didn't come from the two of us. I forwarded it to her, and she finally came clean about the secret relationship.
OP already got in touch with a lawyer, despite Jane promising him that everything between her and Ryan is over, and her begging to try and be a family of 3.
She knows how much I love kids and is using that against me. I've bonded with her baby, and I do love him, but I have no desire to raise another man's baby with my cheating, soon-to-be ex-wife. We will be taking a paternity test soon, but neither myself nor Jane are expecting it to come back a match. The problem is that now Jane is asking me to still watch her son. She recently had to return to work from maternity leave, and I had originally scheduled all of my vacation time for the year to watch the baby in between the end of Jane's maternity leave and her mom's return from California. So now I'm stuck having to care for the constant reminder of my wife's betrayal. Obviously, it's not the baby's fault, but I can't even begin to tell you how much I don't want to spend the next 7 weeks bonding with this child. This is all just bad. I never expected to be in this situation, and I'm terrified that, regardless of the paternity test, I will still end up financially and legally responsible for this kid. Ryan wants out of the entire situation, according to my wife.
OP doesn't even want to do that at this point, but he does know that he really hates the idea of being responsible for this kid, which just makes him feel guilty on top of being depressed.
Edit 1. Told my lawyer that I suspect the baby isn't mine. Since he's only 3 months old, I have some hope the legal system will work in my favor. I've been warned that if I do anything that could ruin her reputation or affect her job, it'll come back badly on me when we divorce. She says it was a one-time thing, but I don't believe her. She claims that when she saw that the baby looked like Ryan, she told him and he responded, "I want out of this situation." So yeah, I guess I was her second choice, and she sure didn't want me to get a paternity test because it would reveal her secret. I've been at an Airbnb with the dog chilling. Haven't seen her or the kid since Sunday. Honestly, I only think she cares about how this is going to trash her reputation by being a single mom. She says otherwise, but she doesn't care about me or our marriage ending. If she did, we wouldn't be in this predicament. Edit 2. Results came back yesterday, and the baby wasn't mine. That's it, though. Still waiting to hear more from my lawyer as far as the divorce goes. I haven't been staying at the old house or talked to the soon-to-be ex-wife in over a week.
End of the first story. Well, OP, I don't feel like she's entitled to the vacation time that you earned. It's not fair to saddle you with a child that you will be giving up. Just move forward with removing your parental obligations. Yes, it is sad for the child, but those two consenting adults are responsible for the conception, therefore its consequences. You are absolutely entitled to protect yourself financially and emotionally. How dare she has the audacity to use your good-hearted nature against you. Your wife used you all alone, and you still enable such behavior by taking care of that child that is not yours. Talk to your lawyer, start the paperwork, and I consider you moving out, or if you own the house, tell your wife to find a new place to stay or go back to her parents. I'm saying that so you can get everything ready to make the separation as easy as possible, make your wife understand that there is no going back and any false hope of reconciliation. I hope you do the right thing. Good luck to you. End of the first story. We have another story coming up next, but before that, if you're enjoying the video so far, please give us a thumbs up and do subscribe to the channel. The second story is titled, Cheating Wife Thinks That I'm Cheating.
Last year, my wife started seeing another man. He was a younger guy from her work. She's 43, he's 29, I believe. I only found out because she kept acting suspicious, so I took her phone, went through it, and saw the text messages between them talking about it. We had a huge argument. I told her to get out, and I was done with the marriage. But then she told me that she'll harm herself, and I couldn't let her do that. We have 2 kids together, and I didn't want to explain to them why. Anyway, we got back together and tried to work through it. Went to a therapist, got her back on her meds, stuff like that. So months go by, it's around August at this point, and things actually were getting a lot better between us, but I started to get paranoid, so I checked her purse, and inside was a work cell phone that I didn't even know existed. And of course on it were texts she sent to that guy again. He never responded, mainly because I showed up at his house in March and tried to get him to come outside to talk, so he at least learned his lesson, but clearly she didn't.
So they have another argument, and yes, OP forgives her for it again because clearly he's an idiot.
My rationale was, well, she didn't technically cheat, which I know is stupid, but I was also wanting to keep my family together. So another month or so goes by, and I find out that she was seeing another guy at her work. Not physical yet, but I'm sure it was leading up to that. I put a recording device in her car, so I know it never got physical, just them going to lunch. Okay, so I confront her about it, we get into a huge argument over it, and she tries to storm out of the house with our youngest daughter, blabbering about how she's taking her to Idaho, where her parents live. We're in California. So I try to take our kid back, and my wife tries to stop me. So I pushed, and the cops were called by neighbors. I get out, and yes, like an idiot, I still try to reconcile with her. And the answer to the question you're thinking is, no, I'm not very bright, clearly. I have a case over that incident now, and I'm due back in April to try and get it resolved. There's also now a protective order against me, so technically, I'm not supposed to even be in contact with her at all.
So, by the end of the year, she wants to move to Idaho to stay with her parents.
We're struggling financially with our hours being cut, COVID-19 related, and I'm actually willing to go too, just to start fresh. But then I ask her to delete every number in her phone that belongs to any male coworker because I figure she's quitting, so why keep the numbers? She refuses, claims I'm trying to control her, etc. So I just say, okay, then I'm not going, and I stay in California while she moves up to Idaho with the kids. Now, in order to afford to stay at the townhouse I'm renting, I need roommates. So I rent out the 2 empty rooms that belonged to my kids, and I stay in the master bedroom. One of my roommates is a younger 21-year-old girl, and we've become good friends. And no, there is no physical relationship between us. Meanwhile, my wife has done a 180, and now she just can't live without me. She realizes how badly she messed up, she loves me so much, etc. But conversely, I just don't care anymore. She cheated, she lied, she treated me like garbage, so now I'm the one who's more or less finished, but I'm also somewhat leaving the door open for reconciliation. I figure if we take most of this year apart, then maybe we can fix ourselves and make it work.
Well, the wife knows that OP rented out rooms, but she doesn't know that one of the roommates is a good-looking younger girl.
So earlier this week, my roommate and I were on a walk, and one of my wife's friends in the neighborhood takes a pic of us walking together and sends it to her, and my wife flips out. She demands to know who it is I'm walking with, and when I tell her, she then wants her out today, which I can't do because she's paid up till next month. So now she's convinced I'm fooling around with her, and I'm honestly not. But apparently, she just can't handle it and is having the mother of all meltdowns. And now we're more or less finished for good this time, which, I guess, is ultimately for the best. Between child support and whatever court BS, I'm going to be burdened, and I'm sure my life will be very broke in the immediate future, and I really miss my kids quite a bit. But man, I actually feel relieved that it's over between us. I actually came here because I was feeling depressed and thought some insight would help, but writing this out just now helped me realize what a nut she is and what a fool I've been to stay in the marriage for as long as I have. Edit, I cannot go and see the kids. That's how protective orders work. We were going to bypass it illegally while we were living separately, as in, I'd fly up there once a month or so to visit. I couldn't afford to have my kids out here with me anyway. I had to rent out the empty rooms just to pay my bills. Best option I have now is keep paying child support and take care of my court issues.
End of the story. Well, OP, get yourself STD tested, meet up with a lawyer to see how a divorce would look like. Build a support system between friends and family to help you get through this. You did the right thing the first time when you threw her out. Once you took her back without any consequences, she knew she could cheat on you again. When cheaters say that they are gonna harm themselves, you can call the cops or their family and friends. You have to put yourself first because that's what they are doing. It's a manipulation tactic to get back in so they can get themselves in a stronger position later. Do the right thing, divorce her and be happy. Please like, comment and share the video if you enjoyed it. Also, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you will be notified when we upload the next video. Take care.